Previously.
Yeah, I heard of that dude, soy sauce.
Mi mano y mano.
Soy sauce? Cooked the whole crowd up.
And now, sister, oh, baby.
And nobody sees soy sauce after that.
Breaking news, there have been multiple reports of killings of
Asian streetball players multiply
sriracha
and duck sauce.
There have been multiple reports that the killings were over these shoes, the And1 Tai Chis,
Thank you to the Good Samaritans
who risked their lives to record the killings and not step in.
take the basketball players' lives.
Oh God.
Wait, just because he beat us in basketball doesn't mean we can't kill him.
Yeah, you right.
You guys speak English?
Yeah, don't be racist.
Ah, Yup, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Cock-a-doodle-doo. What's up, everybody? We're back with another video. Today's video is a retro shoe and brand that is making a comeback. The And1 Tai Chi. Yes, And1, remember from the And1 mixtape days. And yes, Vince Carter wore these exact shoes in the 2000 dunk contest, one of the most iconic dunk contests of all time. These exact shoes. Like, I went to his house and stole them from his property. Like, the police is after me. And now, like other brands like New Balance and Puma, And1 is trying to make a comeback by signing an NBA legend and future Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett to be the face of the uplift. They should probably sign a current NBA player. And I basically talk about it more and in depth, and I explain who Soy Sauce is, you know, the dude at the beginning of the video with the green book cover on his head. Yeah, I explain it in this video right here. Testing cheap $15 And1 basketball shoes from Walmart. With all that being said, let's get into the video. As always, remember to subscribe to the channel, press the bell next to it so you get a notification every time I drop a new video, and follow me on my social media pages. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Starting off with the looks and the initial thoughts of the And1 Tai Chi. It's a classic look. It's definitely an early 2000s shoe. It literally looks like what Nick Cannon would have around his neck in Love Don't Cost a Thing. It looks like the shoe that every player would be wearing in Coach Carter to go along with their baggy jerseys and shorts. It looks like what a young Evan was wearing when he put tinfoil in his mouth to make it look like he was wearing grills. Yeah, I would hate myself too if I saw myself back then. Anyways, sniff test. They smell like sweat. I'll talk more about the materials later, but right off the bat, you can tell that the materials are really nice. You got the mix of mesh on the tongue, leather in the upper, and nubuck on the other side. Just feeling on it like this, you could tell it's really sturdy and a solid material. It's got that yin-yang vibe to it. Hey, stop. I can't have copyrighted music in my videos, man. Trying to get me demonetized. Another dope aspect of the shoe is the plastic part right here and on the other side. It reminds me of some big old rims. If you remember the Die Latrell Spreewell spinning rim shoes, if we really doing throwback shoes, they definitely got to bring that shoe back for the culture. Looks in the initial thoughts rating of the And1 Tai Chi. 9.5 out of 10. For nostalgic purposes, everything is exactly how it should be. Moving on to the size and comfort, it fits true to size. You would think it would be heavy, but it's actually pretty light. Because it's an early 2000s shoe, of course it doesn't have the new technology that's incorporated into the newer sneakers that are releasing now. However, if you put your own insole into the shoe, the comfort, cushion-wise, should be fine. Especially if you're gonna be like me and use these as an outdoor hooping shoe, you know, for the culture. It is on the wider side, so there's no discomfort in the forefoot. It doesn't dig into your toes. And the ankle cushioning is pretty solid as well. No complaints here. The size and comfort rating of the And1 Tai Chi is 7.4 out of 10. It's definitely not the most comfy shoe around, but if you swap out the insole, you should be fine, especially for people like me who's gonna use these outdoors. You gotta have something that'll take the brunt of the impact when you run on concrete. Moving on to the traction of the shoe, as you can see, I was too excited about the shoe that I didn't even take the bottom sticker off, so it just kind of ripped off right here. People always ask me if the traction for a certain shoe can last outdoors or if it's good outdoors. Listen, if the material isn't weak, it can last outdoors because the shoes grip better to concrete than on a dusty indoor wooden court. Parts of the outsole are herringbone. The rest is like a rough material, definitely made for outdoor use. The white parts right here. It kind of reminds me of the Starberry 3s that I tested out a few months ago. You can tell that the Starberry 3s took some influences of the And1 Tai Chi. I did test it out on an indoor court and the traction is fine, but I do recommend if you do use it for indoors, you use it strictly for indoors. You don't change up from using outdoors to indoors, because then the traction for the indoors won't be as good if you used it for outdoors. Indoors, outdoors, outdoors, indoors, indoors, outdoors. Basically, if you use these outside, then use it inside, it's gonna be a lot more slippery. Traction rating of the And1 Tai Chi, 6.8 out of 10. Moving on to the materials of the And1 Tai Chi. There's no new materials on the shoe, but the leather in the upper feels really good, as does the nubuck right here. And as we know, we all team thick, but it can be pretty flimsy when you bend it like this, kind of like the fake shoes. I've tested it out, but it's really not a big deal to me because the rest of the upper is pretty heavy duty. As you can see right there, it does crease fairly easily though. And on the inside of both shoes, you can see that there's a string that's taped down in there. I don't know why that is, but I feel like they could have done a better job of hiding it or getting rid of it. Can you imagine all the work they have to do for each pair, each shoe that they get in the factory? They have to tape down a piece of string in every single shoe that they make. Those And1 workers really got their work cut out for them. Or not, because they didn't cut the string. Materials rating 7.2 out of 10. Moving on to the support and lockdown. Support is fairly good, especially being a retro shoe and using it for outdoor use. The lockdown is average, with the lower lockdown being a little bit loose. Overall, the support and lockdown is pretty solid, giving it a rating of 6 out of 10. Moving on to the price of the And1 Tai Chi. Now this shoe is $90. For me, being a throwback shoe that brings me back to my childhood and being such an iconic and important shoe for the culture, I think $90 is well worth it for this shoe, because not many people are up on game and know that And1 is coming back. So you would stand out in the crowd while you're wearing And1s and the other people are wearing Nikes, Adidas, Under Armour, Sperry's, and to be honest, it performs really well too. Price rating of the And1 Tai Chi, 9 out of 10. And1 Tai Chi, man, just an overall dope shoe. I probably wouldn't rock it just to rock it. I definitely need to hoop in these, especially outdoors. It just makes sense, you know, with the And1 mixtape being street ball and it making a comeback, you gotta hoop with these outdoors. Overall rating of the And1 Tai Chi, 7.7 out of 10. They need to stop playing and bring the And1 mixtape tour back, man. Watch my testing $15 And1 Walmart shoe video, by the way. Cue the bloopers.
You like that stand?
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I thought you
Tony smiling. Alright. 3, 2, 1. 3, so. Oh! Okay. 3, 2, 1. 3. Yo, man. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 1. 3, 2, 1. Tony! Oh!
Poke guy.
Yo, who was that? You keep smiling. Stop breathing.
Alright, come on.
Every Coney I get nervous. Alright, let's do it.
Alright.
Come on, that was him.
Poke guy.
Yo, alright.
Your chopstick, bro. This is what I get for trying to get you famous.
I lost my chopstick.
How you lose your chopstick, bro?
Come on. You gotta say poke eye like you mean.
Alright, yeah. Poke guy.
Alright, let's do this.
Stop, yo, you guys stop laughing.
I know, right?
Poke guy. Stop, man.
You started too fast. Stop laughing, dude.
Just say it. Whoa. Y'all got me tired. I'm not Uber myself home. That was slow.
Am I saying stuff?
Like, actually fall for it, bro. You never seen nobody get crossed up?
I never crossed
Oh, it's already tied.
Wait, just because he beat us in basketball.
Yo, drop that way, bro.
What?
Thank you to the Good Samaritans that managed to step in and not save the people from getting killed. Thank you to the Good Samaritans that risked their lives to record the killings and not step in. To record the killings and risk their lives and not step in and save the basketball players' lives.
Aren't I supposed to be dead?
I'm Randy Higginbottom with your Action 9 News. Good night. Is that it? I need a raise for this. Go get my car and a coffee. Yeah, you heard me.
This is awkward.
Yeah.
You look like T.I.
Yeah. Hey, turn this off. Turn this camera off.
That concludes the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the And1 Tai Chi. For a very good price of $90, I think it's a no-brainer, especially if you grew up in this era. Remember to watch my other videos in the playlist up there and down there. Subscribe to the channel, people. Until next time, we out. Peace. On another note, this is a serious note, people. Remember to brush your teeth. Alright, we out.